I'm holding myself accountable to read a chapter of the Bible every day. And I started in John and I've worked my way to 1 Corinthians 9. And today I wanted to start by, pulling a lesson from each chapter that I read every day and being able to, connect that with life and spiritual led success as we talk about on this channel. So verse 22 says in 1 Corinthians 9, "To the weak I became weak in order to win the weak. I have become all things to all people so that I may by every possible means save some." Basically, this is just talking about connecting with others. And then the other verse I pulled was, "Instead, I discipline my body and bring it under strict control so that after preaching to others, I myself will not be disqualified." And this is basically talking about always self-improve. The teachers will always teach, but and look at the other people that they're teaching, but are they looking back at themselves? Are they self-reflecting and holding themselves accountable to doing the things that they're preaching? Practice what you preach, right, is a quote that everyone says. And so when you look at these two verses and you connect them in the business sense, in a business sense, right, you're always selling somebody on something. And in order to sell somebody, you have to relate with them in a certain way to relate and for them to be able to feel comfortable to do business with you. So if you go to sell someone and you don't know what they do, what their daily process is in their type of business, they're most likely going to be turned off towards you and they're not going to have any credibility towards you because you can't relate to them. Just like Jesus did by coming down here and relating to us, becoming the lowest of the low to give us eternal life. You could take that to every day in business when you're doing your sales and you're reaching out to people. Be able to relate to other people like it says in this verse. And in faith, I myself, even in teaching and going about these verses and, even pastors, whatever it is, if anyone's talking about it, make sure that you're living it. Don't just be teaching, right, and pointing the one finger at someone else, but having the three fingers point at you. Don't realize the three fingers are pointing back at you. Have that self-accountability, that self-reliability to be able to make sure that you're living it as well so that you're not disqualified after making everyone else qualified, like it says in that verse. And then in sports, a lot of times guys on the team will be coached by other coaches that have played before, and that earns more respect because they did what we did, so they know what we're going through. What they say actually has meaning behind it because they used to do what we're doing now, currently. And the last thing is for life overall. The biggest thing that pulls from this that you could use in everyday life is how important relationships is. First off, relationship with Jesus Christ. Second off, relationship with everyone else is how you're going to be able to maneuver around the world, around the day-to-day. In business, it's going to be how you're able to succeed. If you build good relationships, people will trust you. People will close business deals with you because of that trust and that relationship that you built over time with them. In a sports atmosphere, the players will trust the coaches that work out now. And I've seen it being at Michigan right now. You trust more who's doing what you do now, and that ties in with accountability because those people are keeping themselves accountable so that you trust them. So keep yourself accountable, teach, but also practice what you preach, and keep building those relationships as it says in these verses to have the healthiest relationship with God and be able to turn it into success in the business world or wherever ventures you're currently going through right now.